Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the channel, Sprinkle Sprinkle. Hey, y'all. All right, so we're going to be talking about prioritizing you and saving you. A lot of questions I get are always about a woman putting themselves last, or a woman sacrificing, or a woman worried about someone else, or a woman doing this, and a woman trying to keep the attention of that person. Y'all doing too much. All right. You ever heard of resting in your feminine or living a soft life where you don't have to do any of those things unless you choose to whenever you feel like it? Yes, and let me tell you what happens. It's when you love yourself and prioritize yourself that you're going to find someone and only deal with someone that's going to do the same for you. It's not a battle. It's not a war. It's not a power struggle. Because you found the right target. Y'all be trying to do all the wrong things, prioritize everyone in front of you, prioritize every situation in front of you, prioritize everybody's problems in front of your own, and it doesn't work for you. So just sit back, relax, have a cup of tea, read a good book and just chill and prioritize yourself. If someone calls you and asks you to do something, if you don't want to do it, say, no, I'm unavailable right now. If someone asks you to do something and it's not even your problem, just say, oh, good luck with that. If someone guilt trips you into trying to do something, just say, oh, well, I'm so, I'm flattered that you feel like my presence is needed, but I'm just unavailable at the time. Okay, so thank you so much for considering me, but I will not be able to do that. But, let me know how it goes. There are nice ways to say no, and so many women are people pleasers or raised to be people pleasers that they never get to prioritize themselves or save themselves. Okay, you can save yourself a lot of, a lot of stress, a lot of drama, a lot of trauma, and a lot of wasting of your time if you just put yourself first and not be afraid to say no. Okay, some of y'all don't know how to say no, and that's your problem. You're afraid that people won't like you if you say no, or you're afraid that people are going to talk about you if you say no. They're going to talk about you if you say yes too. So you might as well say what you want. Okay. They're going to talk about you either way. So just do what you want. Okay. I promise you. Either way, they're going to say something. So you might as well be happy with yourself and, prioritize yourself. Then worry about what other people are going to do or say. I don't care what people say, and you shouldn't either. Because it's literally now their problem and not yours. Okay. Y'all know when people say, oh, I bet they're punching the air. Yeah, a lot of people are punching the air because you don't care. And that even rhymes. When you stop caring and people can't really control you or, make you choose them over yourself, they have to go find someone else. They got to go find someone else to do what they don't want to do or to help them with whatever they need help with. They got to go find someone else. Because when you find someone else, what do you look when you're looking for someone else? What do you compare? Who are you comparing them to? And what qualities are you looking for? Right? And this is even in relationships. If you're prioritizing yourself, people are going to go out looking for qualities that you have in other people. Thus, recognizing your qualities and what's great about you and what's been taken for granted this whole time. So, let them seek help elsewhere. It's only going to make you more valuable. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Yes. It's the same thing as when someone loses a valuable employee and they have to interview new people, new candidates to fulfill that job. And they're finding it hard because a lot of those people don't have the same skills as the person they're replacing. And so either they go back and offer the person way more money, to come back, or they just, settle for whatever they get. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's why we got to put ourselves first, prioritize us, and stop saving everyone else. They don't need saving. They need to recognize that you are a priority. Okay. I never understood superhero movies if they weren't getting paid. Like, y'all, they are always independently wealthy or rich, thank goodness. Because if they were just normal, regular people that were doing everything to help everyone in their situations and not even getting paid for it, that's kind of stupid. Okay. Just drop everything you're doing to go save the day. Oh no. You gotta have some money behind that. Sorry. Sorry. Mm-mm. Thank you. Anuka? Anushka? Thank you, ma'am. Anushka. I hope I said that right. Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I get the same exact questions every day. Like, y'all need to come up with something more original. I'm serious. And like, stick to the topic of the video. This is going to be very helpful to more people if we stick to the topic of the video and ask questions with intelligence behind them. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. You don't go on a talk show and start talking about stuff that's not about what the talk show host is asking you or talking about. Stick to the topic. Otherwise, I'm just going to put y'all stupid on there. Some of y'all be giving good advice in the comments, though, like literally. Some of y'all be like asking dumb questions. That's why I think some of y'all are AI robots. Especially some of these dusties. How these dusties get on here before most of my, supporters and be on here until I leave for hours? How are y'all getting notifications to come run quick to the internet? Yeah, NPCs. Okay. Is truck driving a pick Misha way? As long as you're keeping all your money, I don't see anything wrong with it. As long as you're keeping all your money and ain't paying for no man, and no man is asking you for any money, and no grown man is living with you asking you to pay any bills. I don't think it is. I think it's whatever job you have at the moment. It doesn't have to be your forever job, but as long as you're not using those funds to buy some dusty company, I don't think there's anything wrong with whatever you do. How do you find a provider if you live in a very small town with little to no diversity? Move or drive out of that town. Okay. Or go for the richest person in that town if they're able to provide. But I mean, thank you for the sprinkle, sprinkle, but I think you know the answer. Either find the business owners that make lots of money in that town or get out of that town or travel. Okay. Or move. Mm. Same thing when people ask, well, what if there's no good jobs in my town? If they need a job, what do? They move. Or you wait for somebody to move in. That might take a while. Mm-mm-mm. Leave. Do you know how many people leave their small town? You can always move back once you find the provider. Buy you some land, buy you some property, build a house. If you love your town, go out, find one, and bring one back, man. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, you got to put yourself first. What do you want? If you want to live in that small town, but there's nobody there, go out, find one, and bring them back. There you go. Improving communication exercises at home. Record yourself and then watch how you communicate. Like record yourself talking to someone. See what you can improve upon. So prioritizing and saving yourself means to stop focusing on everyone else's problems. And if people aren't in your life to bring solutions, they don't need to be there. It's easy to like sort through certain types of people that aren't beneficial Spend less time with them. Thank you, Chevelle. Thank you, ma'am. So a lot of people are so trained, brainwashed to people please, to do what their family wants them to do, that they forget about that they are an actual person and an individual that does not simply just follow orders, unless you're in the military. Okay. Thank you, everywhere. One. Hi, Sprinkle Sprinkle. What businesses would you recommend? The ones that you're passionate about, the ones you would do for free. Okay. The ones that you already know how to create and do right now. Those are the businesses I would recommend. The ones that are in high demand, the ones that you are passionate about, the ones that you are able to start right away with little of nothing. Start off small and grow. Okay. Because if I tell you something and it doesn't sit well with you, then it's literally a waste of time. So you have to figure that out. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah. Say, like, okay, so let's just say, for example, you know, as a woman, a lot of you ladies get asked to be, to fly out to some dude. That's the same thing. They want you to jump on a plane, put all your animals in a kennel, park or get an Uber, pack your bags, take time off of work if you have a job, walk through the airport security, carry a giant luggage bag. They want you to literally put yourself last in order to, appease them, and they just sit there on their couch and just wait for the doorbell to ring from your Uber. But they may not even pick you up from the airport. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of women that get flown out don't prioritize themselves. Okay. It's different if you know that person and they offer to take you on a vacation and y'all are already, you know, get already know each other. But to literally hop on a plane to meet some random says that you don't love yourself and you don't prioritize yourself. You know what I mean? And that's why I try to get y'all out of doing that. It's not a flex. You know what I mean? It's not a flex unless you're using them just to get a free plane ticket and never going to see them. Okay. um, I mean, if y'all are gonna do that, then I'm fine with it. If y'all are just gonna find some random and have him fly you out and you just don't ever show up because you just wanted a free plane ticket to that city, well, good, more power to you. But I don't believe in doing it just for some person while they sit on their couch and scroll through the other people on dating apps that they're probably having flown out next week with their credit card points. Okay. So if y'all gonna do it right. Y'all gonna get flown out, get flown to who you really want to get flown out to. Whether it be a family member to visit them that you haven't seen in a long time, Disney World, some party, whatever that your best friend's wedding, just whatever. Use whoever is dumb enough to think that you're not putting yourself as a priority to pay for that ticket, and then go about your business and handle what you were going to do there in the first place. Provider boss asks other position he's not giving. I plan to leave, but I look stupid. Okay. All right. So when you start sleeping with the boss and you ask for something, he feels like he doesn't have to give it to you because you're sleeping with him. And the reason why is he doesn't want people to even know. And if they already know, that he doesn't want people to go to HR, so you put him in a bad position. And you shouldn't even be working no more. If he's a provider boss, you need to be at home chilling and still getting a paycheck for doing nothing. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Or go open your own business. Tell them to keep you on payroll as a remote position and build your own business. Why are you still working for somebody that has to pretend like, he has to keep everything politically correct in the workplace? There's work politics. Tell him to have you a remote job, where you just stay home and do self-care with an expense account, and you start your own business, ma'am. I'm serious. Prioritize yourself, not that man. Okay? Start something that you can grow and keep most of the profits from. It's gonna be smart. Okay. Yeah, they already have points on their credit cards that they can just click, and a plane ticket is automatically purchased from all the points that they've been paying all their bills with that have accumulated. They're not even really spending money. That's why getting flown out is not a flex. Okay? So prioritize yourself. Don't let people treat you like you're trash and not important. Okay? Because some of y'all will just accept any type of treatment, and that's not right. Mhm. You said other than therapy, what do you suggest for fixing the people pleasing? Just say no to everybody who's not offering you anything beneficial. Start with that. Okay. If they ask you to do something and it's not beneficial to you, be nice about it, but just say, oh, no, I'm unavailable at that time, but good luck finding some help. Be nice. If it's not beneficial to you, say no. That's literally it. Say, "Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be unavailable at that time, but I hope you find something or to occupy your time, or I hope you find someone to help you with that. Let me know how it goes." That's literally it. Just say no unless it's beneficial. If you do that, your life's gonna get way better. Do subliminals work, especially for money? Yeah, every day, if you think about it, you waking up thinking about it, go to sleep thinking about it, watch videos talking about it. That's how you're gonna start to get it, because ideas are gonna form in your head, because that's the frequency you're gonna be on. Is thinking about money, getting money. All right. And ideas will just stream in if you're tuned in to what you want. People, you will run into people that have what you are looking for. You're going to attract people with money if that's all you think about. I'm serious. You ever seen somebody that's always thinking about somebody with money, with money, with money? Always talking about somebody that has money, or money, money, money. They're always surrounded by people with money, or know people with money, or attract people with money. Why? Because they're not looking for nothing broke. They ain't looking for nothing dusty. Okay, so they're not gonna position themselves to even be approached, even energetically. They're not gonna even position themselves to even be approached by dust, because they already know. So prioritize yourself and what you are thinking about as well. You keep thinking about some dusty that's not doing nothing for you. I mean, what are you doing? Okay, what are you doing? And y'all have to think about this. Women, especially, y'all weren't able to do certain things or have certain rights, and until the last century. You gotta play catch up. You gotta build your wealth. You gotta build your money. And if it's getting it from another man, or getting it from a man and stacking it and starting business, do it. Okay. These men have had all of written history to get money. Get yours from them. Hmm. Okay. Wonderful. Mhm. Let me read some of these and go back. Anyway, so remember, prioritize yourself. You can, some people don't realize, by focusing on problems instead of solutions, by focusing on what other people want instead of what you want, you're getting further and further from the life that you are trying to create for yourself. You're getting further away from it. So stop volunteering your time and energy out to everybody else, and put it and focus towards you. That's just the truth, because a lot of people just, they don't care about whatever your hopes and dreams are or whatever you're trying to create. They just care about if you're gonna, people please and do what they need you to do without the appreciation deserved, so don't do it. Okay. Mm. What if they're paying for everything for you to be flown out plus shopping? I feel like if that's what you want to do, as long as it's beneficial to you way more, I say do what you want to do. But I'm just saying I would have them flatter me and bring their wallet. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, Candy. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Candy. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, Gabrielle says, where are the men that are comfortable with large age gaps? You run into men who rather date closer to their age. I look young, but I'm in my 30s. Well, how do you act? Because a lot of times it has to do with maturity level as well as, understanding someone mentally and socially. So a lot of times men won't date certain age women because they have nothing in common. So you got to like brush up on your history. Thank you for the super sticker, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I appreciate you. So yeah, you gotta brush up on your history if you're gonna deal with older men and your oldie music. Like you can't be in their car trying to put on, certain types of music that probably give them a headache. You got to make sure you understand their decade, what they like, what decade they were in their prime in order for it to work, in order for you to appeal to them. So, for example, whatever decade they were in their prime in, which means they probably attracted the most women, you need to figure that out by their age, most likely in their 20s, right? And then you need to appeal to them visually from some, similar, decade. You can't be all super trendy and doing stuff they don't understand because they're not going to be attracted to it. That's why they're attracted to women their own age or closer to their age because they have a certain look. They know a certain amount of history. That people don't have to explain stuff all the time. So find a classic look or maybe a look that was more, prevalent or popular during their 20s and, reel them in that way. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, I think I got your super chat, ma'am. Let me read it. It just says, it doesn't have any words, but thank you, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I appreciate you. Okay. Sometimes they don't have words on them. It's really weird. Or maybe you just didn't write anything. Okay, let me see. That comment about men having all of history making money helped me this morning. I've been feeling down. I appreciate you and your content. Thank you, Miss Chip. Thank you, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yes, they have. They've had forever. And the funny thing is there's a lot of women that are now out earning men, even though that they've only been around able to actually hold jobs for less than half a, less I don't know how many, maybe a century. Legally have bank accounts since the 1970s. Okay. All right. This is the wrong channel, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. But thank you everywhere on high. Whichever one you find on my other channel. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Stick to the subject, stick to the channel. It's kind of like, don't want to mix and match. Please stick to the subject. I always ask y'all that. Thank you. Okay. What you said ain't none of y'all gonna get married. Why would we want to why ain't none of y'all gonna get married? Married to what? A dusty that needs a place to stay? I think a woman would rather stay single than say she houses some homeless dusty. Okay. Dusties don't ever want to commit until they need shelter. Don't nobody want y'all. Can you imagine getting all dressed up, getting cute to walk down the aisle or maybe not even, he probably can't, you probably paying for the wedding if you're walking down the aisle, if you're marrying a dusty. Can you imagine marrying a dusty, walking down the aisle, looking at everything you paid for to say I do to some dust? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, ma'am. It's okay, babe. Thank you, girl. So who wants to marry a dusty? Y'all can't even afford a wedding or a ring or a honeymoon. That's why y'all gonna stay single, sir. It's not the other way around. That's why y'all gonna stay single, because y'all can't afford to marry. Isn't that correct? Okay. Nobody wants to marry no dust no more. It's not cute. Okay. You said Dusty think they're the prize only to their mother and to pick Misha or to another man? That's literally it. You said dust is gross. I know, right? It's a- Mhm. So let me read some of these. People are going to judge, stop caring, know that you're it, girl, getting into the bag. Yes, Miss Goddess Ali. Yeah, people gonna talk regardless. Just get your money. Uh-oh, sprinkle, sprinkle, keep your standards high, ladies. Yes, that's right, T. Prioritize yourself, because if you don't, no one is gonna know where to put you. Up high or down low. Okay. If you marry a dusty, you're prioritizing yourself very low. Don't do it. Don't do it. Mm-hmm. When we are at a point where we are only able to deal with people that are beneficial to us, that's all we should be dealing with. You shouldn't even waste your time or breath talking to anyone unless they're helping you. Period. Especially if you need that help, especially if you're in a position where you're not able to even help people. No, no responding to anyone unless they are beneficial. Okay, you're on a trip with a sugar daddy, you bet online, he flew you out, spent 1.5K as deposit for your time and said he will give you another 4K for the 5 days. He's 78. Would you recommend to ask for all the money? Um, he's 78, girl. He's 80. He got one foot in the grave. Honestly, I would ask for a little bit more, but and then I probably would tell him that the flight got canceled. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And anyway, sprinkle, sprinkle. I'm not flying out to no man. Unless it's about some business. Like, I will fly for business. I will get on a plane to make some money. Like, especially if it's like some type of whatever, place I want to be. But I'm not flying to no, don't ever fly to no man. Okay, maybe he can move you out there if that's what you really like, where you really want to be. If you don't want to be there, he could come there. I know he 80, but dang. And maybe he'll offer you way, way more than he's offering if you decide not to go. You know, I can't tell y'all what to do. I'm just saying, do it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Unless you're in desperate need, I wouldn't do it. You said my lips are fake? Yes. These are lips you can't afford. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. Fake still costs money, so don't worry about it. You said, what if he said, us a lip? Still no, not flying out to no man. Sorry. Standards stay high. They don't go down for nobody. You fly out for yourself if you have business wherever that is, or you have family where that is, great. But if you're flying out to men honestly, you're putting yourself low on a priority, like they're more important than you. Okay, you was dating a 50-year-old and he didn't have his stuff together, so you blocked him and now focusing on myself. You're 40 with a career and successful business. Thank you for reminding me not to settle, Shira. Thank you, Victoria. Sprinkle, sprinkle, girl. I know that's right. Victoria says she put herself first to stop dealing with people that's not appreciative and dusty. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. So, yes, let me tell y'all one thing, ladies. If you don't prioritize yourself as top, number one, high, and you let anybody exploit you on that level, if it's not your own choice and you don't have no business where you're going and you're just going to see some random or just some man, they need to come see you. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Remember that. Just understand it for a second. I know some of y'all young women are flattered easily and think, oh, he's just going to call another chick. Well, when he calls them, great. But at the same time, you're not a dog. When someone calls you, you don't get up and run. Golden retriever energy versus black cat energy. If you want, if you get home, you got a dog and a cat. The dog is going to run up to you, come find you, come to you. You got to go find the cat. And the cat only deals with you when they want to. You have to go up to greet that cat. The cat's not coming to you unless you didn't feed it. But think about that black cat energy. That's what you want. You don't want golden retriever energy. You don't want, I'll get on a plane and come see you and cater to you. And when you call me, I'm coming. No, you want them to come to you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And they can get their own hotel or their own Airbnb or whatever when they come to your city. Thank you, Miley. Thank you, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Exactly. When you go, he's still going to call another girl regardless. Be smart. Exactly. As soon as you leave, he's going to call another girl. So he might as well come to you. And think about it. If a man says, "Oh, well, she made me come to her," he's gonna see you different than all the other golden retriever women that flocked to him. You're always going to stand out because he had to put in effort. And if he doesn't say, "Okay, well, I can't come see you," or "I don't want to come see you," it's like, "Okay, well, whenever you're not busy, let me know." You're going to stand out. And you're going to be remembered for prioritizing yourself. And you never know what the future holds. Okay. But being flown out, everybody and their mama will hop on a plane to go be somebody's dog somewhere. But it takes a special woman who prioritizes herself. It's like, no, you come to me. Or, only travel for business or finding family. If it's business, if you're there for a business thing, great. Okay. Don't travel to a man that asks you to come to him. That's what I just said. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Pashmita. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Happy belated birthday. Oh, thank you. Officially 60 pounds. You lost 60 pounds since November. Okay. Yes. Yes. You changed this world for me for the better, and we can't thank you enough. Okay, ma'am. Keep going, ma'am. Congratulations. I don't know if you need to keep going, but congratulations, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Miss Monet says a man paid $50 on 2 drinks for you and 1 for him, happy hour and appetizers for us to share, and tried to get a kiss. I left and blocked him. Am I wrong? No, sprinkle, sprinkle. $50 and he trying to get a kiss? Okay, that was too soon. No, ma'am. Mm. He should have just said, "Oh, have a nice evening. And, goodbye. Shouldn't have tried to go in for no kiss. That was out of line. Mm-mm. Out of line. And aren't you supposed to ask people these days before you kiss them? Because you don't know what they got. Mm-mm. So, yeah. Mm-mm. You said, when do you kiss? Um, when that man is a provider. When he's providing more than just $50 appetizers and drinks. Yeah. What to do if Dusty is telling people we've dated in the past and people believe the lies? He's a psychopath. He fabricated messages to himself. You do what I would do, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. You would say, oh, well, he wish. I mean, if I was him, I'd probably say I dated me too. I mean, why wouldn't they pick you if you look good? Men aren't going to pick somebody ugly. Just own it and dismiss it as if, you would do the same thing if you were some delusional Dusty, right? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm. I mean, if you got pictures and stuff, then great. Say, I was in well, you know what? I was in a place in my life where, I was just dealing with whatever, but now I have higher priorities and, I learn what I don't want. That's all. The Earth Angel says he messed up, not cheating and is apologetic about it. How do I tell him not to text or call me until he sends me funds? Well, when he texts you, just send him your Cash App. And whenever he calls you, just once again say, have you put the Cash App? Nope. Click. Okay. Cash App only, man. That's the only response that you have. If y'all don't have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, whatever y'all got, that's the link that you keep sending up. When he calls, let it go to voicemail. Okay. He'll figure it out. They can send you a little message in Cash App too, or put a little note on the PayPal. So that'll be what the communication will be until he figures it out. If he doesn't figure it out, well, on to the next. What you gonna do? Can't do nothing. Right? If they're not smart or they don't have it, they're not beneficial. Don't need to be talking to him anyway. Okay? Nope. So prioritizing and saving yourself from other people trying to, exploit you, definitely do that. Okay? Make sure that they understand that you are the priority. If people treat you how you treat yourself, just saying. Just saying. You're gonna be like, she don't love herself. She doesn't put herself as a priority. She says yes to everybody. She's a people pleaser. So I might as well get what I can get out of her too. Sprinkle, sprinkle. This lipstick it's just a lawless lip plumping lip balm called Posy. It should be linked in my beauty products in my description. Beauty products that I suggest should be linked in there. So yes, it's called Posy. It's by Lawless. It's like a lip balm, plumping lip balm with color, tinted plumping lip balm. So anyway, a shout out to all the members. Sprinkle, sprinkle. The fave to Jira. Thank y'all. The peaches, that's how you in here. Sprinkle, sprinkle, y'all. Okay, so do y'all have problems saying no? This is where y'all need to fix yourselves. Okay, you gotta fix yourselves today by saying no to whoever you don't want to be dealing with. Mm-hmm. Yes. I was like, oh my gosh, y'all gotta laugh. This has nothing to do with any of this, but taking some me time. I was looking through Instagram and I found some funny videos and I was laughing so hard, tears started coming. I'm gonna tell y'all about it in a second. Thank you, Mari. Finally divorcing your Dusty. He won't let go. He keep thinking we are still together. For context, he never helped me with bills or wanted to get a job. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Well, just let him keep thinking what he needs to think and you go on and do what you gotta do with other people. Who cares? Say, okay, well, I'll be back on from my date. Sprinkle, sprinkle. He'll figure it out once he sees you with somebody else or deals with somebody else. Somebody said get a restraining order. Yeah, if he don't get it for real. Okay, so I was like just scrolling through and okay, let me see if I can find her because I mean, like, I like people that make me crack up and laugh to the point of tears. Let's see if it was on Instagram. Well, I don't know her name. I think it starts with a K. I'm not 100% sure. Y'all know I'm not looking at people's names. I'm just watching stuff. Okay, here she is. Here she is. Her name is Kiera Lewis. And she reacts to books that she's reading in the most dramatic fashion. And she was reading like the Harry Potter series. And she was just like literally cursing people out, throwing books, rolling around on the floor, screaming about what goes down in the book and why what she can't believe, and it's just like her reactions are just hilarious. So I was watching like a bunch of her clips, just like laughing to the point of tears. Thank you, Nene. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And I think she's finished with the Harry Potter series, and she's finna watch, or she's finna to read the Hunger Games series next. I have never seen the Hunger Games or the movie, so or read the books, but I think it'll be funny still. Just the reactions alone. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Yeah. Tell your Dusty to go find some business or a job. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mari. Yeah. Okay. Having difficulty saying no means that you're afraid to lose people. If those people aren't valuable to you, why are you afraid to lose them? Do you value their opinion of you? Why do you value your opinion of their opinion of you more than your opinion of yourself? I mean, answer those questions and you'll figure it out. Thank you, Amelie. Happy belated birthday. Thanks for teaching us what our mothers didn't. You changed my mindset in so many ways. I can't thank you enough. Thank you, Miss Amelie. I appreciate that. Thanks for the belated birthday wishes too. Well, I'm glad to help. Okay. So thank y'all for the sprinkle. Thank you, Baby Sob, for being a member. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you, Kim. Kiss my jump man. Thank you for being members. Okay, so teaching y'all what what y'all's pick me's mother didn't. Yes. Unfortunately, not all people are gonna have the same mentality. Some people are vicious. That's correct. And just like some men are dusties, they have people out there telling them the right way to go. Just like women have other women out here telling y'all, how to value and prioritize yourselves and not deal with no dust. Men have the same thing. They just don't listen. A lot of men won't listen because of their egos, but a lot of women will definitely listen and start prioritizing themselves and start becoming more, aware and getting the type of lifestyles that they want because they do listen. You know, if you please yourself, like by prioritizing yourself the same way y'all people please other people, you'd be a lot further. Okay. Be be upset with if you don't please yourself. Be upset if you don't do what's best for you, not what other people are expecting you, and they're not even gonna appreciate it as much. Okay, thank you, Stella. You're 36 and potential sugar daddy is 68. He just wants to make you happy, very thoughtful, and not love bombing. How should I respond to his voice notes and act on dates to get the most out of the situation? Okay. Okay, he's 68 and you're 36. On the first date, you need to get money. He is too old to not understand that by him dating a 36-year-old, that it's not about no money. He should have an envelope with money in it from the ATM already on the first date before you even speak. All right. You need to go ahead and start telling him about your need for something right away when you get there. And he should already have that envelope in his pocket. That's how old he is. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. If he does not, then he need to be going to the ATM right after, or he needs to be apping you right before, right? And that doesn't even mean that you have to do anything with him. It just means he knows the age difference is way too big and that you're not there because you like almost 70-year-olds. Okay. You're 36. You know you don't like almost 70-year-old men. Get his money. He will give it to you. That's the type of man you can just automatically ask and he will say yes on the first day or give it to you the same day or already got it for you. Just waiting for you to ask. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said meet him in the bank. Exactly. Because a lot of y'all are afraid to ask somebody that's shaking and got cataracts for some money. I don't understand. Okay? You know you finna get it. Why are you even doubting yourself? If you're young, if you ain't got no gray hairs hardly, if you got one or two gray hairs and he ain't got no hair, you can ask. Since she was 36, I don't know, she might have a gray hair or two. Unless you dyeing it, nobody can see it. Girl, ask for what you want right then and there, even beforehand if you can. How should I respond when people call me evil? Tell them thank you. Say evil is better than stupid. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You're just evil. No, I'm just smart. Evil is better than stupid though. Because if I was to say yes or do what you want me to do, I sure would feel stupid. I'd rather feel evil and smart than stupid and dumb. People always want to call you something when they can't control you. Okay? Just call them and say, I'd rather be evil than stupid. Which one feels better? Being called stupid or being called evil? Okay. You said people call you evil when they can't use you. It's like, yes, I'm evil. I'm so sorry. Unfortunate for you. You better go find somebody stupid. Hmm. Because evil means certain things to certain people. Evil is not evil to everybody. It's not evil to one person if you say no and choose yourself. It's only evil to the person that's asking you to choose them over yourself. So it's only in context with that one particular person at that one particular moment. It's not evil for everything. You're probably a way better person than that person. They just can't control you or take advantage of you. So let them call you evil. Like, yep, you right. Why are you asking an evil person for something then? What does that make you? Stupid? All right then. Goodbye. Okay. So no, we don't care about people calling us stuff. As long as they're not calling you broke or stupid, you're good. You say you get called evil anytime I don't allow someone to. I don't. It becomes a compliment after a while. Uh, just think about it. If enough dusties or people call you evil, you obviously know you're winning. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So they call you evil when you're smart. Exactly. That's why they called a lot of people this and that were smarter than them. Oh, you must be, in leagues with the devil. Oh, you must be in the Illuminati. Oh, you must be a witch. Oh, you must be evil. Oh, no, you're just stupid and dumb. That's all. How dare you know more than I do? How dare you call out my BS? How dare you? How dare you know more than me? You must be evil. Okay, well, if evil means smart, then I guess so. If genius means evil, then I guess so. Eh, eh. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Sorry, I had to check something. All right. You say he'll be for evil from now on. Right. That's not a diss. That's just an observation that you're smarter than they are. That's all that is. You said another man called you Lilith. Okay, that's a compliment too. She didn't take no BS. Okay. It's better than being called doormat. If you want to communicate properly to someone that you're not the one and you're not stupid and that you can't be controlled, this is what you say to them. I am very observant. I notice a lot of small things and little things that most people won't. And, I like to study people and how they react to certain things. You tell them that, they're going to be scared or they're going to know whatever their manipulation tactics are not going to really work with you. So you have to either meet them standards or leave you alone. Okay. And this will also set them up to not lie to you or to get nervous when they do start to lie. So it's like, you know what? They'll be like, well, tell me something about yourself. It's like, oh, well, I'm very observant. I notice a lot of different things about people. And, I'm kind of like um, very detail oriented and I pay close attention to small details and things like that. So I also think that, people are very interesting. That means you're going to study their every move. And then switch it up real quick to something stupid and mundane. So he quickly stops focusing on it right away, but it's still in his mind. So you say, oh my gosh, anyway, I love this song. Yes. Or oh my gosh, anyway, that looks so good. Are you ready to get something to drink? I am so thirsty. Oh my gosh, that cologne smells so good. What is it? You it's like you lure them in, and then you snap back out of it into reality. And now they understand that they can't play with you, but you're still fun, interesting. You don't know whether your, observant skills are as good as he thought that they were when you snap back into being an idiot. You know what I'm saying? So he's not 100% sure if he should be afraid of you or if you were just saying something, and but now you're focused on, oh, this is my favorite Ratchet song, or this is my favorite, I'm thirsty, I want to get alcohol and drink. He doesn't know how serious to take you at that point, but he already knows. He doesn't know. So the mystery is there now. You said it's scary to them. Yeah. Don't tell them you studied psychology. Exactly. Don't ever tell them. If they ask you, say no. No, why? And then say, "Oh, you have something on your clothes," and then, like, pick off a fake piece of lint. He's gonna think you mean stupid stuff like that. But in his subconscious, he's still gonna be scared that you could be even more smart than him and just playing him. So he's gonna be careful. Uh-oh, Laura Fitz, Sprinkle Sprinkle, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Mm-mm-mm. Thank you, ma'am. Sprinkle Sprinkle. Um, you said men are also scared of quiet women. They should be if they messed them over. All right. So we're talking about prioritizing you and saving you. Like, we had to have a whole little discussion on so many different little parts of how women don't prioritize themselves and how they should start prioritizing yourself. Here's another thing on how to prioritize yourself. If someone takes you out on a date, don't people please there either, man. If you're used to the best, get the best. If you're used to the nice, the top quality, the high, the top quality of wine or the top quality of liquor or the top quality of food, get that. Don't do not try to do less on a date. If you're used to high quality, ask for high quality when you get up on that date. Okay. I'm not joking because you're teaching people how to treat you. If you don't drink, the house alcohol, but you drink, the premium, order the premium. If you don't drink certain types of wine or certain brands of wine or labels of wine, then order what you like. He's there to impress you, not for you to, you know, spare his wallet. If he can't afford to date you, he shouldn't be going to the restaurants where certain things are offered. Oh, thank you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Is it okay if you get a better car than him? It's 3 years newer. Will change his perspective of me. It depends on if it's a luxury vehicle and if he could actually afford to buy himself a better car than that one. It just depends on if he has money to buy himself a better car. Because a lot of times men do get intimidated by women driving nicer cars than them. Okay, because it's like that's like their flex. Okay, he lives 3.5 hours away and flying here tomorrow. He made some reservations for dinner, brunch, and a boat. Even okay, a boat event. Okay, wonderful. He's in his 20. Oh, he's 20 years older. He's 58 and seems financially okay. Okay. Thank you, Tiffany. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Good for you. Make him come to you, Tiffany. That's what I'm talking about. People can, like, when people go on vacations and they arrange activities in a different city or a different country, you can do everything online these days. There's Uber, there's Google Maps, there's stuff that you can plan and prepay for online and have everything set up for when, if that man travels to you, he got everything already taken care of. He's the man in every city, not just his city, right? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you for sharing that, Tiffany. Make them come to you, ladies. Hmm. Think about this. Back in the old days, when men properly courted women, the women did not travel to them. The men traveled to the woman. They will come to their house on a long horse and carriage and buggy ride. from wherever. You know, it took them hours to get there. I come to call on Miss such and such. You know, may I take you on a walk and show you and talk to you about all my, money. See, back then there wasn't nothing else to do. Or may I take you to the theater this evening? Or may I take you to the opera this evening? Whatever, whatever. They would travel miles and miles to go call on a woman. There wasn't no phones. And so they should be coming to us, not us flying out to them, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Uh-oh, financially stable. How can you tell if he's serious? The more a man invests in you financially, the more serious he will become. So if you can get him to spend, and when you talk to him, and y'all talk about certain things, like see if he talks about you and his future. If he's already making future plans and including you in them, and he's spending money and investing in you, that's how you know he's somewhat serious. Okay. But he gotta be spending, man. Yep. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you. You said the correct targets are 20 years older. Okay, ma'am. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yes, we got to prioritize ourselves because if you say no and they really want to meet you, they're going to come to you. Also, I think a lot of women just don't sit and think about this a lot. They just do what everybody else is doing or whatever their parents raised them to do. They don't really sit and think about their status as a high priority. If every morning before you get out of your bed, if you sit there and think about your standards and your priorities every day and how they've helped you, whenever a situation arises to where you have to choose yourself over certain things or people pleasing, you're always going to do it because you're going to see that it pays off. So you could even journal about it and keep a journal about how preserving yourself and prioritizing yourself pays off every time. If you keep a journal of all the ways that you've, prioritized yourself and, have gotten good results, you're going to continue to do it. You're not going to doubt yourself. A lot of people have self-doubt and think that they're losing something that they don't have. But you need to keep tabs on how well you treat yourself and how good the results turn out. That way, that builds your confidence. If you don't have anybody else cheering you on, cheer yourself on. Record your own, you know, wins and go back and look at them and see how far you've come and see what making the right decisions can lead to and continue to lead to. Otherwise, people can sow doubt in your mind if you don't have a record of your own victories, your own wins. So keep a record of it. Keep a record of that stuff because people got a record of all the negative stuff. You might as well keep a record of all the positive stuff. Okay. All right, hold on. Some people sent me some cash apps. Hold on. Oh, Cinnamon. Good morning, God is grateful for your teaching. Thank you, Miss Cinnamon. I don't know if you're still over here. Um, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Nira, Nicole. I appreciate that. Okay. Thank you, Brianna. Thank you, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I appreciate that. Sorry, y'all. I had to say shout out to the Cash App. Okay, Lottie, how to prioritize improve with an absent dad. Okay. The same way everyone else does that has an absent dad. They just focus on themselves and not the father. Focus on yourself, man. It's about you, not him. Why is it always about somebody else? Okay, you have a mirror, you have a journal, you have a mind, you have a brain. Choose what's best for you. Choose what is only beneficial to you financially and whatever other way that's positive in your mind. Okay, that's going to bring you more. Thank you, Izzy Kane, Sprinkle Sprinkle. Yeah, we're not focused on what we don't have. We're focused on what we can get and what we already have already. Okay. Focus on what you want, not what you don't have. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Absent that is your past, you're grown, the main character now. Exactly. You're the main character of your life. Walk and talk and act like it. Exactly. Cocoa mocha. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, do men find you unattractive if you're pretty but have low self-esteem? Yes. And let me tell you why. You can be pretty, but if you are insecure, you don't think you're pretty. So then you start to look ugly to them. Like honestly. It's literally about your own opinion of yourself. If you are always constantly thinking, well, I don't feel like I look too good. Oh, I need to do this or I need to do that. Basically, you don't even like what you look like. So why should the man? You don't even like yourself. You don't even like anything about yourself. So you're going to become less appealing to people because you're constantly advertising that you're not all that. So if you're insecure with low self-esteem, you're not going to be as pretty as you could be. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So yeah, they could take advantage of you because of your ignorance as well. So be smarter. I think a lot of women don't realize that self-esteem is a choice. If you're a grown woman and you have free will and you have options and choices to make each day, choose to like and love yourself. Choose to hype yourself up, like someone said in the comments. Choose to be your best version and don't care what other people think. Okay? Just choose that and stop choosing the other stupid stuff. Okay. What do I recommend with somebody with PSTD? Oh, PTSD. Girl, y'all be killing me with all these issues. Look, you have it or somebody else got it. If you got it, then just make each day the best you can make it and always choose yourself. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Always choose yourself no matter what. If somebody is bothering you, if you got issues, it'll go away. Just focus on something you want to focus on or get professional help. I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist, but if I was, I'd tell you the same thing. Get professional help. If I am the professional help, then I would say focus on something that is helpful to you. So one says therapy. I don't know. I don't know how to deal with people that have certain things. I wasn't trained to deal with people with stuff. So I don't know. Some people self-diagnose themselves and don't even got what they think they got. So I don't know. Unless you have been properly diagnosed. If you want to be properly diagnosed, go somewhere with no insurance. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. Just always choose yourself. Anyway, do what's best for you. If you want to prioritize yourself, you need to choose you. You need to do what's best for you. Only deal with beneficial people in your life. Don't be a people pleaser. Stop saying yes to everybody that you really want to say no to. Don't care about what other people say or think about you if it's not beneficial and then they're not beneficial to you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are literally hostages of their own fear of what people think of them. And they can't even live their authentic lives because they're afraid of everything. They're afraid of what people are going to think, what people are going to say, if their family's going to do this, if that person's family is going to do that. So you can't even understand who you really are because you're only being who they want you to be. Okay. So prioritizing yourself is also getting to know yourself because you're not constantly doing what other people expect you to do, want you to do, or, you know, um, are taking advantage of you to do. So stop doing it. I'm telling y'all. Y'all don't even know who y'all are because y'all too busy jumping through hoops for other people. Okay? Don't do it. Well, so many women get to a certain age and they don't know who they even are because all they were was somebody else's golden retriever or someone's, maid or servant. They don't even know who they are as a person because all they were was somebody's helper. No. Mhm. Okay. We're not dealing with something that's not beneficial anymore. Have that attitude and you'll save a lot of energy and time. And people can call you whatever they want to call you. They're not going to call you stupid or broke. Promise you that. Mhm. Um, I'm trying to be like more serious today, but I got my tea. I'm trying to be all extra. Okay, Tara, how to cope with people's judgments being seen in nice restaurants and hotels with provider with huge age gap. I enjoy his company though, and he's generous. I answer this question almost every day. All those people are thinking is that you don't have to clock in anywhere. You probably don't have a boss anymore. You probably can get whatever you want. You probably have a nice car. You probably get to go shopping wherever you want. That's what they're thinking. And they're also mad at themselves for not doing the same thing in their past. And they're also probably looking at that man saying, I know he has money. That's why he can date a younger girl. They're really just mad at themselves. They're not judging you. They're mad at themselves for not doing the same thing a while ago. They know you're living a soft life or an easy life. Okay. They know they wish they would have done the same thing. That's all they're thinking. They may be projecting something different. That's really what they're thinking. And there's other women out there looking at you too, like me, that will say, girl, go ahead, girl. I know you not clocking in nowhere. Get his money, girl. There's other women out there also clocking that as well, and that you are inspiration to as well. There's a girl out there probably sitting down with a dusty or working there who has a dusty boyfriend at home playing video games saying, you know what? That's what I need to do. So remember, you're also inspiration to other women that may benefit from seeing you and him out together versus the judgmental eyes that wish they could have done the same thing when they were younger. Some of them couldn't pull nobody. They just had to take the dust that was given. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Just be proud and play your position, man. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Be proud. Okay, Issy, you live with your baby daddy who don't provide enough. You're a stripper and you get so many things out of men. Should I stay with your baby daddy or leave him? Don't be the typical stripper that strips for some man that sends you out on the pole at night. Listen to me. That man sends you out every day to go strip in front of strange men after you done had his baby. Do you really want that raising your child? Do you really want that in your family tree? Do you really want to claim that? Do you really want to claim a man who would send you out to strip in front of strangers after you done had his child? Do you really respect him? I'm just asking. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I'm just asking. Do you respect that? Do his own mama respect him? I don't know if y'all have a son or a daughter, but will his own daughter respect him for sending you out to strip on a pole when he get older? All right, there go your answer. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And I ain't saying ain't nothing wrong with stripping, but not when you live with no grown, able-bodied man. Mm-mm. If you could strip and be single and still get they men's money, you could strip, be single, and put him on child support and get his money too. If you want to keep your family together, then make him become a man instead of you having two kids, because that's just one of your kids now. Okay, but I wouldn't claim it. I wouldn't claim it. I would lie and tell people that I had sperm donated. I wouldn't claim them. I'm sorry. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. A man has zero respect for you, and you should have zero respect for him. If you're just using him to babysit, then and you're gonna go out and date other men, great, whatever. But remember, don't bring that into your permanent family. If you're just gonna use him as a babysitter while you go on dates until you find you a real man, wonderful. I don't care, but I really wouldn't claim him. Mm-hmm. You missed your chat. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. I missed your chat. I didn't see it. Okay, I see it. Hold on. Did you switch names? Okay, you only been on one date and he's asking you to be his girlfriend. He has not done anything for me besides buy flowers. What to do? Tell him what girlfriend includes. Like, well, do you know what it means to be a boyfriend? Well, to me, it means, and then name your standards. It means that you're going to be providing for me. That means you're going to be, paying some of these bills or one of these bills. It means that you're going to do this, you're going to do that. So whatever your standards are, that's what it's going to take for you to be his girlfriend. He got to check off everything on that list. Okay? Because when someone asks you to be their girlfriend, it doesn't mean you say yes or no. It means you tell them what it means to be their girlfriend to you. Everybody is different. The term girlfriend doesn't mean the same thing for everybody. Okay. You could be somebody's girlfriend and be living off of them and not paying no bills, or you can be somebody's girlfriend and being a total provider. It depends on your standards, what is going to make you take that position with them. That's it. So whatever he's asking you what your standards are and if he's able to meet them. And if he's not, he can't be your boyfriend. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. He cannot be your boyfriend if he cannot meet the standards that it takes. So name them standards, and if he says nope, then he don't really want you anyway because he can't meet them. You said how to get a rich man to give you an Uber and send money before the first date. Act like it's the norm. It's like, okay, well, you know what? Let me go ahead and give you my information for the Uber, and you can go ahead and send that over, and I'll send you my Cash App as well. That way, I can look cute for you and have something nice to wear this evening. Expect it. Just say it like that. If they say no, then the date is definitely canceled. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, Lola. Told your husband you need 5K 3 months ago to start beauty school. He said he couldn't afford it. Met a man at Publix 2 weeks ago and he zelled me 2K. I feel guilty though, girl. If he can't do it, somebody else will. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Ma'am, let me ask you a question. Why don't he feel guilty for not being able to get you that money as your husband? Stop prioritizing other people. Prioritize you. Why doesn't he feel guilty enough to go get a second job to get you some money? Why doesn't he feel guilty for not having a savings? Why doesn't he not feel guilty for when his woman comes to him and asks for something and she can't get it, so she got to go to the grocery store looking cute and pull? Why doesn't he feel guilty about that? Understand? He should feel guilty about not being able to do what you need him to do. So you just went out and got what you needed. That's all. He should feel guilty that he couldn't provide what you needed him to provide. I mean, at least that man gave you 2K. Your husband could have gave you 2K. He could have gave you 1K and said, I'll give you some more in a few weeks or a few days. But he didn't. He didn't try to go get a second job. He didn't try to do nothing. He just said no. And so you found a way. Good for you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Friend has boyfriend with 4 baby mamas and okay, she don't want to leave him. You recommend she does. She always thinks, girl, leave people alone. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Let me tell you something. That's not your business. Okay? It's not beneficial to you. Leave it alone. Walk away. Don't make everybody's business your business. Don't make everybody's problem your problem. Walk away. Tell them good luck. Peace out. Go read you a book. Sip on you some tea. Put a face mask on, man. It's not your business. Okay? This is what the whole video is about. Stop stressing yourself out over her problem. She'll figure it out or she won't. Okay? Who cares? Go get. That's not our business and we don't care. That's her situation. And she has to love herself enough to do what she got to do. All right. Somebody say that's a Tubi movie. Yeah, we don't care. Good luck to them. All right. You notice that when you barely talk to these men, they do more. Yep, they sure do. Because they know you can go get another one and that they're not a priority to you. Okay, Patricia, sprinkle, sprinkle. You finally found a rich provider, but he got distant. Any idea on how to catch up with him? Is it to find someone who provides so much without pushing for sex? Is okay. A lot of men become distant because they're dealing with another woman. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, that's when you should be dealing with another man. Okay. Remember the signs. When they become distant, they're talking to somebody else. They found somebody that, they may want to add to their roster. You should be doing the same thing. Okay, because a man doesn't become distant if they really like you. They found someone else. Just go find you another one too. And maybe if that doesn't work out with her, he'll be right back to you. And whoever you got on your roster, just rotate them a little bit. But you got to be smart because that's what they're doing. Men don't just pull away from you for no reason unless it's another woman. The heck? I mean, if he was fine, if his health is fine, if his money is fine, then it's a woman. Or maybe somebody in his family died. If he didn't tell you, I don't know. But usually it's always a woman. Because usually men will tell you that to get sympathy if someone passed away. All right. Mm-mm-mm. So yes. Okay. Let's talk about what just happened in the comments. Prioritizing yourself also means not taking on other people's problems, even if they're your friends or people that you may, be close to. Don't take on their problems either. Don't stress yourself out worried about them. If they ask you for help, then you tell them the best thing you can and wish them luck, but do not make their problems your problems. You made the right decisions in life. You didn't choose that life. You didn't choose those things to suffer from, so you shouldn't be suffering from them. Okay? Tell them good luck. You wish them the best, and if they ever need advice that they will actually listen to, you know, tell them to leave the dust. That's the best advice you can ever give them. Choose yourself and leave the dust. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, do men like kissing? If they like you, sprinkle, sprinkle. If men like you, they like kissing you. Mm, 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 mm. You said, what's my lipstick shade? Y'all like this? This is a tinted lip plumping lip balm by Lawless Cosmetics. Lawless, and it's the color Posy. And it looks like this. Well, it's kind of like I've had this forever. This is like the last bit of it. But it lasts. I've had this forever. It lasts a long time. They have different colors too. If this isn't your color, they have different colors. But I always wear this when I go outside, when I play pickleball, when I'm going on a walk. You can wear this to the gym because it's like a tinted lip balm and a plumper. And it should be linked in my description bar under beauty products I suggest if you just scroll through. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Remember, we don't make other people's problems our problems. Okay. We were smart enough to make the good decisions in life and we stay on our path. And y'all need to do the same. You know, a lot of people have problems doing that. And let me tell y'all why. A lot of people have problems minding their business because they don't have no business or not enough business. I'll say that. That's the difference between a lot of types of people out there. If you have a lot of money, if you are standing on your business, you got projects, you got things to do. Even if you don't have a business, if you're just a busy housewife that's living the luxury life, you got rooms to decorate, you got parties to plan, you got kids to tend to, you got all this. You're not worried about taking on other people's issues or problems. You're not worried about what other people are doing over there because you got too much business of your own. You're living your life. So if you tend to meddle in other people's business, it means you ain't got none of your own. If you want to make everybody else's problem your problem, then you're choosing to suffer with them. So the best thing I can tell y'all is find some hobbies or some ways to improve yourself and be the example that teaches them, that they could do better. What style wigs are best for freestyling? Girl, I don't know, man. Anyone that look good on your head, sprinkle, sprinkle. I always say go people watch before you go anywhere and see what people's hair is looking like. And then when you get there, wear what you need to wear. You got to go scope out the places first before you just walk in. Sometimes people need to do a little research. Oh, tutor, home and garden, sprinkle, sprinkle. He prioritizes you, but he is building a business. Is it okay if I make the plans if he pays for them? Um, if yeah, you can like if y'all are together in a relationship, who cares? When a man is truly courting you, he'll at least try to make the first one or two dates, the plans for that. But after that, if he chooses you, he likes you, he's paying some bills, he's like, okay, you're the one. We're gonna date, da da da. Then I'm busy. I'm doing this. I got to get this money so I can pay your bills and give you some money to go shop. Just plan wherever you want to go. Just let me know. Sometimes it is like that because men don't know where to take women. Men don't know what women like. You know what you like. Unless he's taken women and women have showed them what they like, and now he knows what the women like, and now he can go show you. Of course, a lot of men that know what women like or know how to plan great dates, women have taught them. Okay. The brand is Lawless for the lip. Okay. So be happy that you got somebody that's gonna pay for everything, girl. And just plan out the date. Just choose whatever you want. As long as he does like the first one or two, I think that's enough effort. And then once he gets a taste of the things that you like, then he can start also planning dates in the future. He don't know no better. You got to train him. How to not care about if your sister and grandmother are both messy. Then stop talking to both of them. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Talk to people that are beneficial to you. Okay, that includes family. Why are you going to stress yourself out, drain your energy over two people that are not benefiting you? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Tell them, you know what, sis and grandma, I'm going to be very busy working on a project and I'm not going to have much time to talk to y'all, but I'll see y'all at Christmas and Easter. Bye. Okay? Sometimes you gotta not care. Who cares? If you don't see them anyway, who cares what they think? There are people that you don't really socialize with very often. Why do you care what they think? You can't keep negative people around you if you want to thrive. That's number one. I mean, you can love them from a distance. There's no problem with that. Send them cards, tell them thank you, like their little Instagram stuff, and then keep it moving. Uh-oh, YouTube, Google. Hard time focusing on self, external focus help. Well, think about this. Nobody's going to care about you unless you do. Okay? You're teaching other people how to treat yourself. If you wanted to know someone's favorite food, you would watch what they ate. If you wanted to know, you would observe them. If you wanted to know how to impress someone, you would do your research on them and observe it. If you're not treating yourself how you want to be treated, people can't figure it out and they're just going to treat you like you treat yourself. Okay? So think about that. Focus on yourself as a way to teach external people how to treat you. So, y'all remember on that movie Clueless when that girl sent herself flowers? So, it's kind of like that. Treat yourself how you want to be treated. Let people observe, you know, prioritize yourself in that way. There you go. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You're so beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I appreciate that. You're so nice. hmm So yeah, we gotta also understand that we're teaching people how to treat us by every move that we make towards ourselves, towards ourselves. hmm Towards ourselves. Every move that we make towards ourselves is what people are observing and learning how to treat us from. Okay. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, anyway. Yeah, so I was trying to read some of these comments. All right. So y'all already know I don't recommend dating apps. If y'all want to do the dating apps, don't ask me about it. I don't care. I think it's dumb and stupid, but y'all can do it all whatever you want. Just don't ask me about it. I don't care. I think it's for lazy people and people that like several I think it's for lazy people and I think it's for a lot of men who actually are not doing well financially. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Is it what is it? What? Yes. And I know there's a lot of young people here that don't understand what projection means. When people are mean to you, when they want to manipulate you and take advantage of you, when they try to guilt trip you and all that kind of stuff, the whole point of that is because they don't even like you. And the faster y'all realize that, the faster you can exit. I'm gonna repeat that. They don't like you. They don't like what you're doing. They don't like the actions you're taking. They don't like the direction your life is going because it could either stem from jealousy or something else. You know, most people that like you will encourage you and cheer you on or politely suggest something different that may be a better option for you, but they will not push. Why? Because they also understand prioritizing themselves and not making your problem their problem. What they will do is they will show you examples of how better your life could be if you maybe choose this other option. They will not sit there and guilt trip you. They will not sit there and try to scare you. They will not make you feel bad. They will not try to tear you down. What they will do is they will show you and proof and evidence of something and let you make your own decision. Okay? Because a lot of people don't understand that. If people are in your life just to be negative and tear you down and project their own fears upon you, great. Recognize it and dismiss them. If people are there to truly help, they're going to be cheering for you and showing you examples of how you can get to where you're trying to get without pushing you. They're going to let you make them decisions. Okay, and that's also a person who prioritizes themselves and don't make other people's problems their problems. They will see that maybe you're struggling and maybe you need a little guidance, but they will never push you. They will never jump into your business. They'll suggest something. Oh, did you know that if you go to this rich neighborhood, there are so many rich single guys out there? Oh my gosh, I was there the other day and I want to you want to go with me? It's so fun. Rather than saying, "Why, my friend is always with this dusty man and and I can't you know, you're only a solution oriented person because you prioritize your peace as well. And this is how you recognize a person that's going to help you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Hmm. Because they've already been through it, they know the way, and they want to see people win. There's no jealousy behind them because they have what they want. When people don't have what they want, they're jealous of other people who may get it faster or may get it, and so they try to tear you down. But when people already have enough or have everything, they help other people. Hmm. So you said, what do I recommend this for parents as well? A parent's duty to a child is to provide for them, to raise them, and to protect them. Once you're 18, their job is over, and they are supposed to also be responsible for themselves. You know what I'm saying? If they had chose wisely and married the right person or dealt with the right person, they would not probably be struggling financially. They would have all their stuff in order. Why would they raise you? Why would they raise you up to do good if they were only raising you up to depend on you when they could have found a man to help them in the first place? You know what I'm saying? So uh, this is what makes me upset. A mother will deal with a dusty. A pick-me-sha mother will deal with a dusty man and don't secure her child's future, but then expects that child to pick up the slack of that man that was supposed to be there for the exact reason to provide. I don't believe in that. Okay. So a lot of times I would just, suggest some other things and wish them luck because it's not right for them to put a burden on a child who is just trying to make it in this world. They should have thought of that about that before they made the child and who they was making the child with. Okay. Because if they can fix their mouth to ask a child, they could have fixed their mouth to ask a man. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Hmm. You have to escape that because you'll do the same thing to your child if you think it's correct. You gotta escape it. Start saving now then. You can't you can't continue that cycle if you don't even want to be in it. Don't continue it. Okay. You said asking your child for money is pathetic. If the child offers you money as a gift, or if they see you might need something because you don't ask them all the time and they see, a child will definitely give their parents money in certain situations, but not all the time. You're not going to be that person's, you know what I'm saying? And if you do it the correct way, the government will actually pay you to take care of an elderly person if they're elderly and can't, take care of themselves. You can get subsidies from the government instead of putting them in a nursing home. So if they're old and they can't help themselves, then of course there's, programs and stuff for that, for helping you out. But if they're grown and able body and still able to get money, or, if they're dating a loser, you don't need to help them. Okay. So you can definitely offer to help when you feel like it, when you are being nice, when you are being generous, but it shouldn't be your obligation. It should not be your obligation. Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, so yeah, that also includes prioritizing yourself. Okay. You said, what do I think about smoking weed? Mary J. Okay, how old are y'all? Y'all in college? How old are y'all? Are y'all grown, able-bodied people? Wh- Why do you smoke it? Is it for medicinal purposes? Are you smoking it to escape the reality that you live in? Are you just smoking it to get high? Is it bringing you money? Are you rich already? Here's my thing. If you ain't already rich and got everything you want, put that down because it doesn't lead to much motivation. All right. If you're not already rich and you ain't got everything you want, put it down because that's what's keeping you from it. All right. Okay. And don't do it. Y'all be looking gray. Um, you can always tell people that do that. They look different. They look gray. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-mm-mm. What about people that have more than you but are still jealous? They're not jealous of your material. They're jealous of you. There are lots of people that have more money than other people, but they don't have something else. They don't have your personality. They don't have your allure. They don't get the same type of attention. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why. So prioritizing yourself is not caring about others. No, it's caring about yourself more than those others probably care about you, and they try to exploit. So, for example, if somebody asks you to do something and you don't want to do it, and then they try to guilt trip you for it, just say, well, I don't really feel comfortable doing that, or I'm not going to have the time to do that. It's okay to say no to people. Okay. Prioritizing yourself is also not trying to solve everybody else's problems, and you still got problems that nobody else is there to help you solve. Okay. Prioritizing yourself also teaches people how to prioritize you as well. That's all it is. If you want to care about everybody, and then when it's time for people to care about you and they don't be mad. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Because some of y'all only care about other people because you think they're gonna care about you when the time comes. And sometimes that's never going to be the case. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. This is why a lot of women leave out different relationships feeling empty or feeling like they're owed something because they put in too much work, didn't prioritize themselves, and didn't get nothing back in return, even though they expected it. It was never a promise. It was only a suggestion or an afterthought. That's why so many women need closure, because they gave too much. That's why so many women get mad when people ghost them, because they gave too much. Instead of making themselves a priority, they made the other person a priority and they got nothing out of it. So when I'm telling women to prioritize yourself, preserve your energy, teach people how to treat you as a priority by being a priority to you. If you don't want to do something, don't do it. If people try to guilt trip you, dismiss. Choose you, and they will too, because they know they can't get you to do something unless they do what you need them to do in order for you to do what they want you to do, by meeting them high standards or not even asking you such things at all. You know, you always know the person in your family who you're not going to, because you already know they're gonna say no. That person is probably the most unbothered person, living the most living the most peaceful life out of so many people, because they already know. Oh, don't go ask them because they're gonna say no, or don't ask her to do that. She's never gonna do that. But you can't ask her to split no bill. She's gonna look at you crazy. Be that woman. Be the one that they skip over and go ask some other person. But think about this, the one that they skip over to ask someone else is the one they go to when they try to impress them too. When they finally got enough, when they finally got something that's going to impress you, that's when they come back to shine. All right? So don't be the doormat or the people pleaser. Mhm. I'm definitely her too. Don't ask me for nothing, because you know the answer gonna be no unless it's beneficial to me. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And that's not being selfish. It's prioritizing yourself, your time, your energy. Because in order for you to do something for someone else, you got to take yourself away from whatever you're doing, your family, your kids, if you have kids, your job, your free time, your downtime, your relaxation. You got to take yourself away from that and go put yourself in a place of service for someone who's probably not going to even appreciate it. Your time is very valuable. Act like it. And so will they. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, we got to stop using the negative words to describe prioritizing ourselves. A lot of people will try to say, "Oh, that's selfish, that's evil, that's this, that's that." Well, that's because they can't get their way and they can't manipulate you anymore. So now they want to label you, to guilt trip you into doing what they want you to do anyway. That's more evil than just taking the answer no and moving on. Think about it. Okay. Mhm. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay. I'm giving y'all permission. Why? Because who else is going to take care of you if you don't take care of you or put you as a priority? Nobody, because you don't even put yourself as a priority. So they're going to just think, oh, she don't love herself. She'll do whatever. She's a people pleaser. Just ask her. She's going to do it because she doesn't even care. All she wants is our approval. And we'll just give her temporary approval until we need something else from her. That's all they're going to say. So just stop. Stop running in a circle and say no. Or only say yes if it's beneficial to you. And sometimes that works, because if you say no, then they'll start offering you stuff for you to say yes. And the whole time you've been saying yes for free, you're going to realize that you could have been benefiting. Thank you, Kay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Why do some men tell women to prioritize them? Why do some men compete with women? Men say that because they know women have rosters now. Men have just started saying that because we have rosters now. That's their nice way of saying, I want to be the number one man. Well, he got to be the number one payer. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And this is what you could say. Well, I would love to prioritize you if you prioritize me financially. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It's hard for a woman to prioritize a man if she's not financially free. That's the answer to that. You said people don't realize how much they're gaslighted. Exactly. People will tell you what you want to hear to get what they want out of you. But in the meantime, just study them. Just study them so you can learn how they gaslight you. And then when they start to do it again, you can clock them. We're like, oh, no, I'm not going to be doing that. Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle, because yeah. Y'all got to be smarter. Y'all got to get smarter. Read between the lines of some of these guys. What? I drank all my tea. Now I gotta switch to water. Yay. Get your hydration in, ladies. Okay, Roxana. Roxana. You never give money, but you have listened to my videos all summer, and now I'm happy home with my providing man. So thank you. Oh, okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you for your donation. Thank you for giving. Because it's easier to give when you got a provider, man. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you. Congrats. Congrats on Congrats to Roxina for getting her a man to provide. All right. So anyway. Okay, for the young ladies, just because a man gives you a compliment and asks you out on a date or asks you for your phone number, and you don't have to say yes. You don't have to respond. You can literally sit there and lie or tell them something else. Like a lot of younger women don't prioritize their value, and they think just because someone is interested in them, they're supposed to respond. I think a lot of people don't. I think a lot of people go through this. They think if a person takes the time out of their day and the energy to pursue them, that they should respond. No, you shouldn't. If you don't like that person, if you don't want that person, if they got nothing, if they don't have anything you want, make up the biggest lie to get them to turn around. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you got to do to end whatever that is that you don't want to be dealing with. Because a lot of young ladies feel obligated to deal with somebody because a lot of cultures have taught that men's time is more valuable and that a man is more important. So if he finds you interesting, then you must give him the time of day. No, that is not true. If he finds you interesting, then he'll want to invest in you and he'll want to meet all the standards that you have. And if he says no, then dismiss. Prioritize your standards. Prioritize yourself, not his time, not his energy that he's choosing to spend on pursuing you, but what it is that you want out of his pursuit. You get it? So y'all need to start learning that. Just because someone is constantly pursuing you doesn't mean you owe them a thing. They're choosing to use that time in their own way, and if they're choosing to waste that time with you because they're not willing to meet any of the standards, then oops, that's their problem, not yours. Okay? You got to start thinking like that because a lot of women start feeling like, oh, well, this man keeps pursuing me. He keeps talking to me. He keeps wanting to go out on a date, but he's not trying to meet my, whatever, whatever. He's not trying to meet my standards. Should I go out with him? He sent me flowers, but your standards are way higher than that. You need more. Okay, so he's doing this, he's doing that. Don't sit there and try to, rationalize lowering your standards. If they can't, they can't. Good luck. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be available, but thank you so much. Bye. Women need to learn how to stop taking pity dates because a lot of y'all take pity dates and don't even want to be there and don't even get anything out of it. And you're allowing yourself to miss opportunities that and different people that could have met your standards by taking pity dates. You do not take pity dates if you are a priority to yourself. A lot of y'all be taking pity dates. Thank you, Brianna. Okay, I already said thank you, Renee. Happy birthday. Thank you, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle from Cash App. So stop taking pity dates. Someone says don't lead men on. Yeah, don't take pity dates. A lot of women take pity dates as well because they're afraid that men are going to treat them bad, stalk them, or do like this. So, guys, if they say no, they don't want you, just move along. You ain't got enough money. I've heard from women that say that men get mad at them when they turn them down. I've heard from women that say, oh, they stalk you because you dismissed them. Okay, look, man, just learn to go get some more money. You ain't got no money. And even if you do have money and the woman says no, you just not her type. Move on. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's just it. Have enough pride in yourself to go get another one like we do. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay? Just have enough pride in yourself to just go get another one. Stop trying to be all like, why don't they want me? Because they just don't. Maybe your breath stank. I don't know. Maybe you got a little PP syndrome. We don't know. But just move along. That way women don't have to take pity dates, don't have to fear disappointing some man who she thinks is crazy, you know. Just go your own way, go find another man, do what y'all gotta do. A lot of men get upset because maybe they've tried to pull woman after woman and they keep getting the same response. No, 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 no. And so a lot of times men don't realize it's them. They gotta change. There's something about them. Maybe you're talking to the woman incorrectly. Maybe you're not her type. Maybe she don't like you. Maybe your breath stinks. Just take the just take the reject and go on. Take the rejection and move along. Sprinkle, sprinkle. But definitely don't take pity dates, ladies. Politely dismiss them or give them the biggest lie you can figure out to make them dismiss themselves. Okay. If someone is pursuing you and you don't want them, just tell them you're pregnant. They're gone real quick because they only after one thing. They're not trying to take care of, like, I'm not gonna say all men because some men actually would, just depending on the situation. But most men, especially dusty men or men that are only after one thing, are not gonna want to date a pregnant woman. So lie and tell them that, and they'll dismiss themselves. Be gone. You said, what are pity dates? When a woman is being worn down by some man and guilt tripped to say yes to go on a date with him, and she's afraid to say no. You know what I mean? Or she just feels like, okay, well, he bought me some cheap flowers that cost $7 from the grocery store. Maybe I should go on a date with him, even though he doesn't meet any of my criteria or standards, but he keeps begging. Don't take pity dates. Say no and mean no because if you take a pity date and a man that has what you want sees you out on a date with a loser or someone who doesn't meet your standards, you just missed your chance. Thank you, Sisters Refuge, sprinkle, sprinkle. So thank you for being here for us. Glad you saw Cash App. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Yeah, I'm glad I saw it too. Thank you for the Cash App too. Okay, Ocean Devotion. Got unsatisfactory score in your professional exam. Some people got high scores due to favorism, bribing. How do I get to a right mindset after this? My best quote: the world is not fair. And then people knew that. That's why they used the bribe system. Never play fair in an unfair world. I keep telling y'all that all the time. These people knew that and they used the bribe system. I'm not saying you should do that, but you should understand that. That's how you wrap your mind about it. People already know the game is rigged and they're going to tip the scales in their favor if they can. So that's how you should feel about it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It doesn't mean it's fair. It doesn't mean it's right, but that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Get the knowledge, get the information, get the experience. Try again or start your own business. Who knows? Just keep going. You'll figure it out. My best quote is Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, that's my favorite Disney. That's my favorite Disney movie. I guess it's because like when I was little and watching it, I was happy for Belle. Like, girl, no wonder she switched places with her daddy. She seen that mansion. She's like, I want to switch places with my father, set him free and out. Then you can lock me up or whatever. Girl, she seen that house. She knew what it was. She's like, I know what I'm finna do. Go ahead and go home, daddy. I got this. Tale as old as time. Oh, he even has a library and talking clocks and candles and free food and be our guest. He's giving me clothes and stuff. She know where she was supposed to be. She didn't want that same old boring provincial life. She didn't want that closeted Gaston. Y'all know Gaston was in the closet though, right? All right. Y'all go watch Beauty and the Beast. Y'all gonna be cracking up. She was the best looking chick in town. She wasn't finna marry no. She wasn't finna be Gaston's beard. Okay. Okay. If y'all go rewatch it one more time, the cartoon version, you will see everything I'm telling you. Okay. Belle was not a pygmisha. That's why we like her. She was smart. She was reading in books. She had some game. She recognized that Gaston was on the down low with his bestie. He was expected to marry the prettiest girl in town to keep his secret. Okay. Belle knew what it was. She was not a pygmisha, even though a lot of the a lot of people like underestimated her. She had the best story. Hmm. And the funny thing is her only power was her beauty. That's why her name was Belle. And that's why they called it Beauty and the Beast. That's all she had to do was look good and not be a pygmisha. That's literally it. That's the formula. Look good, don't be a pygmisha. Have high standards. She ain't finna eat with that beast unless he calm down. She said what she said. Her standards are this, right? I would rather starve than eat with you. I am not a pygmisha. You act right or you don't get to deal with me. Okay? Then that beast was like, acting right, learn how to eat with a spoon and stuff. So she basically trained him. Okay. You said facts on top of facts. You said, why don't they teach us this in school? I guess the taxes ain't high enough. So they don't be paying the teachers enough, okay? Because if I were a teacher, I'd teach all this. I was like, okay, y'all, we finna learn a good lesson today. Okay, get your pen and paper out. We finna learn about Beauty and the Beast. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all the movie. this is what you got to look for in the movie. Okay, write this down. We're going to play Beauty and the Beast bingo. This is what you look for. We're going to have a quiz after. There you go. I'm telling y'all that movie is funny. Y'all got to watch it. Y'all going to see everything I'm telling y'all about. Mm-hmm. You said how to turn off feelings when you get your heart broken at 18. Girl, you're supposed to feel those feelings so you don't do it again. Okay, that's like when you burn yourself. You're supposed to feel that pain so you know not to touch fire again. So, no, I feel that feeling and don't deal with dust or whoever the similar type of person that was ever again. Don't deal with them and put yourself first and don't do stupid stuff anymore. Do everything different next time. That's more beneficial to you and not to them. Okay. Date someone who likes you a lot more. Date someone who is afraid that you're going to break their heart. Get, get the information from the situation. Understand that pain so you don't repeat. That's what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And I know at 18, you're probably only going after looks. Or write that down as, part of the issue. Okay. If they look better than you, do not reply. That's number one. If they look better than you without makeup, do not reply. If, if they don't like you 10 times more, bypass. That's how you're going to save a lot of time and heartbreak, man. Sprinkle, sprinkle. How do you play unfair to get what you want? Girl, you already have the answers. That man did what he had to do to get favoritism. He knew how to play. Not saying you should, because sometimes I don't know if that's illegal or not, and whatever you're asking about, but definitely. It's chess, not checkers. I mean, I don't know. I can't tell you what to do. I just can tell you to pay attention to what other people are doing. See if if it's beneficial to you to do those things or not. Thank you, Valerie. A married man wants to pursue you. How do you make him spend? You have not slept with him, gone on one date so far. Okay. So he just wants attention to see if he still got it. And he's taking you on one date and you want him to spend. He's trying to impress you and he's trying to make sure that, he has someone else to spend time with. So get him to take you shopping. Just have the next date in a shopping center or near a mall and then go there. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Before or after. You said if you feel like you got to audition, bypass. Okay, I'm going to put that one up there, LaPeaches, because that was good. Yeah. So if you have to compete, if you don't think you're good enough to be with somebody, then you're wasting your time. Go find somebody who feels way more, attracted to you and wants you way more than you want them. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I know at 18, y'all ain't gonna listen to that, but y'all will remember that when the time comes. Okay. Y'all will remember that and choose a little bit better. It might not be the best choice, but you'll choose better than what you would have chose if you hadn't heard it. Until you are ready to choose the correct target, 100%. Someone says you should have a roster. I understand why young girls are like that because, they don't want to get a label. They don't want to get a reputation. But once you grow into your own womanhood, you don't tell everybody everything. Nobody knows your business. You can date several, have a roster, and nobody will know. You know what I'm saying? But see, when you're young, you don't think like that. You think, oh, I'm going to have a man like on Disney Channel, and we're going to live happily ever after, and he's going to be the best boyfriend ever, and we're going to be like that movie or that show. No. Because I noticed that young people always compare experiences with TV series and TV shows or examples in, celebrity. No, it's what you make it and it's what you choose. That's what's going to make the situation. My kids said, I thought high school was going to be different because it was different on TV. They lied. All right. Just like relationships aren't what you see on TV, and just like any of that stuff is not real what you see. Make it work for in your favor. Hmm. You create your own story by choosing the correct targets and being the main character. What if they don't like that you're overdressed? Then tell them to buy you some new clothes. Oh my gosh, there's a place to go shopping right over there. Let's go buy me some casual outfits. Another excuse to go shopping. Tell them you don't have any blah clothes. I don't have any clothes that are not dressy. Let's go shopping. Let's go shopping. Then he'll feel obligated to take you shopping since he asked you to dress less dressy. Go get you some cute outfits. He says, Shira, okay, I'm gonna read this for y'all who need to hear this. Your partner and provider gives you princess treatment. Is it nice to occasionally flex or post him in social media? Does he have his own social media? Because all those women are going to be like, okay, what's his handle? Let me go slide up in his DMs because Pick Misha out there. So if you want to put him up back on the market, then definitely post him because there's so many women in here that will definitely hit him up. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I have seen like relationships on social media fall apart because they kept posting their man and somebody slid that man DM. Okay. So y'all be careful with that. Be smart about it. Like if your man doesn't have a social media and he don't even know how to check a DM, he don't know what an Instagram is, great, fine. But if he has one and people can find him, well, be careful. Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If you want to post him anonymously without giving names and maybe covering his face or whatever, some people do that. I don't know. Mm-hmm. You said your friend said that older rich men in Dallas want young 18 to 20-year-olds, not 40. Not if they're old, man. Like, come in Houston, they don't care. If somebody is 65 in Houston, how stupid are they going to look with an 18-year-old? You got to go for, they're talking about somebody that's like 40 or 50. I'm talking about you get somebody 60 and you're 30 or 40, then they're going to be embarrassed to be seen with an 18-year-old. Getting where you fit in. Okay. Date somebody 60, date somebody 55, date somebody with one foot in the grave. They're not trying to get after no 18-year-old. They can't even keep up. Okay. So if you're a 40-year-old woman, you should be dating somebody 55 and up anyway. If you're a 30-year-old woman, you need to be dating somebody 45 and up. Yeah. Stop trying to date men your own age. They don't have anything to offer you. They can't impress you. Women are more mature mentally than men anyway. They can't impress you if they don't have what you want. A 40-year-old man can impress an 18-year-old girl, no problem. But can they impress a 40-year-old woman? Probably not. Even if they have money, it's hard to impress a woman their own age. Literally. Think about it. If you're a 40-year-old rich man and you're on a date with a 40-year-old woman, average salary, how are you going to impress her besides, let's go shopping? She could take herself shopping by 40. Where are you going to take her shopping to? Hermes as a 40-year-old man? So y'all have to think about that. It takes a lot to impress women your own age. So that's why women date older men and men date younger women. Mhm. It doesn't bother me. I think it's fine because how can somebody my own age impress me if I know more than them? If they can't teach me nothing new. I mean, the only thing that can really impress me is just they just give me their wallet. And most men aren't just gonna do that. So they who will be impressed by you. You said they're running out of game. They're trying to make us feel insecure about our age. I don't feel insecure about my age, and neither should y'all. If you know your value, then you know it's harder to impress older women and it's easier to impress younger women because we know more and we require more. So we find somebody with more. It's just common sense. It's just say, okay, well, they're too young for us. Even if they're older than us or our own age, some men are just too young for us mentally. So you gotta be smart and not feel some type of way when somebody talks about your age. Like, okay, well, you're too young for me financially. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You're too young for me mentally. Sorry. Goodbye. Hmm. So don't ever be insulted by someone that can't impress you. I wouldn't. I think it's the level of understanding that people have that keeps them emotionally stable or grounded. Like if you analyze why someone would say something, you're not even going to be mad at them anymore. You're just going to be saying, okay, I see that you're not very impressive to women your own age, and that in order for you to feel masculine like a man, then you have to date younger women. Great, wonderful. I respect that. Okay. It doesn't take anything away from me because I know where I'm valuable at and I know how to get mine still. Doesn't take nothing away because I wouldn't want you anyway. So it's kind of like that. You got to understand why people say stuff. If they're not beneficial to you at all anyway, why do you care? That's what you got to think about. You can't just take the insult and get upset. You got to understand why they're saying certain things so you'll know how to properly respond to it and not get caught up in your emotions about it. Hmm. Thoughts on finding a wealthy baby daddy? You're 35. Okay. Um, Elon Musk is still out there, ma'am. Good luck. Sprinkle, sprinkle, ma'am. He might not, he might be wealthy, but he might not be generous to you. I think most men who are wealthy, they might want marriage if they have kids. And if they don't, be careful. They may try to get custody from you and you might get nothing. Somebody said Nick Cannon. Call up Nick Cannon. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Ah, y'all are silly. You said how to stop being scared of being trafficked by old men. Go out in public, go out in public places, drive your own car, meet them out, take pictures of their their license plate, Google them, get them a background check, like normal people do. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Get you one of them air tags if you scared. I don't know. Hmm. Okay, here's my thing. If y'all are scared to date, just don't date for a while, okay? Some of y'all just be scared of life. Okay, get you some protection then, get you some mace, whatever. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Share your location with a friend or something. Exactly. There are so many precautions people can take. I thought they were common sense. I guess people need to research that too. How to protect yourself. There you go. Hi. Okay, Ragdoll, thanks for being a member. Hi. If you scared, stay home. Exactly. He said, "What's your thoughts on the Selena Gomez and Haley Bieber situation?" Okay, well, since I know about that situation, and I'll give my opinion. It's easy to get what you want if it's from a man, because they're easily to manipulate. Um, it's easy also to be intimidated by whoever else that they're not over, because if you manipulated that man to get what you want in the first place, you're probably going to have to keep doing that to keep them if they didn't want you originally. So I think it's very psychological, but I mean, it's just an example of the games people play every day anyway. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It's just the games that people play. Sometimes they're successful at them, sometimes it backfires, sometimes it works out. Um, most people that play the long-term game, the long game, and they're very manipulative to get what they want, they're smart. They do their research, man. They don't just hope and wish for the best. They literally are researchers, constantly figuring stuff out, constantly calculating their next move. You have to be smart if that's what you are trying to do. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to accomplish it. Okay. Okay, if y'all are scared to date, then y'all need to have like some friends that y'all like send each other y'all's location, the person's information that you're going out with, and da da da. That way, and then tell the person that you have done so that they're not planning to do anything stupid. You know what I'm saying? Or do it and tell them later. That way, people can find their patterns and see where they like to go. Stick an air tag in their car. I don't know, ma'am. Do what you got to do if you are very afraid. That's, just don't date people that are, weird like that. If you can avoid it. What? Da, da, da. Anyway, yes, prioritizing yourself. Okay, so let me tell y'all what some people are doing. Even sometimes men prioritize themselves and women take offense to it. Now let me tell you why. If you are a man and you're prioritizing yourself in a relationship and you're with a woman and you feel like you're the prize. I'm not going to say anything good or bad. Remember, you're not the prize, the woman is. But if you highly value yourself as a man, you got to understand that if the woman isn't happy in your relationship, she's definitely going to be looking elsewhere. If you're not treating her with respect, if you're not treating her with the standards that she gave you to treat her by, she's going to find someone else, you know? And you could definitely prioritize your career, yourself, and all that kind of stuff, but you also have to remember her standards as well. If they're not being met, she's going to find somebody else to meet them because her standards are also high and she also prioritizes herself. So you got to understand that. A lot of men don't understand that. They think women are forgiving, that they're nice, they'll make up for it. In order to do that, you got to have some money to give to buy yourself some time and some slack. If you don't have the money to buy yourself no time and no slack, you better act right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay? If you don't have money to pay for your mistakes, if you don't have money to buy yourself time and, whatever, don't expect her to treat you nice. You got to buy that because time is money. And if you wasting her time and not putting her where on the pedestal as men should put women, then give her some money so she could stand on her own pedestal. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. So yeah, I'm getting ready to go in a few minutes, but definitely. What are y'all talking about? Mhm. Yeah. Thank you, Kay, for being a member. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Have I ever stole some money that was from my husband that was laying about? Um, of course. And I tell him too. I found your money and it's mine. Finders keepers. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, thank you, Tajira. Just order your phase 1 elixir. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, Tajira. Or Tajira. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Thank you, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I appreciate it. From my Etsy store, links are in the description bar. My Etsy store. Appreciate that. Yeah, I told him I took it. Shoot. Don't leave it hanging about. I like money. I thought it was some type of, like, offering, or I thought you left it out for me. If I see money, I'm gonna put it in my pocket. Okay, I thought you put it out there for me. Some kind of bait or something. Thought that was a tip. I don't know. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If it's not in your wallet, in your pocket, you know, in your presence, and if it's out and about, if I see it, it's mine. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Hmm. Somebody asked me if I'd taken money that was laying about that my husband left out. Of course. Why wouldn't I? Okay. You said you two, he laughed and yeah, I give you money. Yeah. If they leave it out, that means they want you to take it. Okay. You borrowed him some money. Girl, why do y'all do this? Oh my goodness. Look, if you are a woman, you don't lend men money at all, ever. Ever, 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 ever. And if you don't, you never give it. You can give it to them if they're like your little brother, your little cousin. It's their birthday. But you don't give grown, able-bodied men money, man. You don't love yourself if you do that. Thank you, Tara with Medusa, for being Remember, sprinkle, sprinkle. Y'all got to stop doing that. Why do y'all give these men money? Do you feel sorry for them or something? Are they not man enough to be a man? Why would you let a man ain't man enough to be a man be in your presence if you prioritize yourself and have high standards and love yourself? No. Stop being around people that need stuff from you. You're supposed to get stuff from them. Mm-mm. You don't get it back. You slap yourself and never do it again and understand this lesson. All right. Y'all stop trying to be too nice. I don't care what they say. The answer is going to be no. Good. Mhm. You said this man wants to call on your phone to check the temp. Call him from one of them Google Plus numbers or a landline somewhere. Call him from your job on their phone. What if he expects to meet more often after giving you money and gifts? Then he better have some money and gifts with him when y'all meet. Every time he asks to see you, say, "Oh, well, what are you bringing me this time? Oh, where are you taking me shopping this time? Oh, thank you, Deandra." How can you be the main character? You always compare. But compare to who, ma'am? If you are the main character, there's no one else to compare yourself to. That means you're the main character. Stop comparing yourself to side characters and extras, or go be an extra. Okay? That's how. You got to know who you are. That's the only way. If you're going to claim to be a main character, then you can't compare yourself to an extra or a supporting role. Okay? You are the main character, so act like it. If you can't act like it and you continuously, you know, compare yourself to other people, then let me tell y'all what happens when you compare yourself to other people. You don't even want to be who you are because you don't prioritize yourself because you don't love yourself. So you want to always compare yourself to other people because you haven't accepted you. Okay? You don't like yourself. You don't know yourself. You don't accept yourself. That's why you're always trying to be somebody else and compare yourself to them because you don't think people will like you if you are you. That's how. Once you understand that, you can stop doing it and say, I am the main character of my life, and it's up to me to like people and want people in my life. It's not the other way around. You see, because y'all be thinking backwards. It's up to you to let people in your life. It's up to you to allow people to be in your presence. It's not the other way around. So when you constantly compare yourself to other women, it's because you don't like you. You don't want to be here. You don't accept yourself. You think you got to change and be like someone else in order to be a main character. And that's the exact opposite being. And if the main character is who they is, other people bend to them. So don't compare yourself to anyone because you can't be them and they can't be you. Be who you are and make the best version of it. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. And not everyone is the same. So you can't compare yourself. You can't compare apples to oranges. Don't work that way. Let me tell y'all something about ugly women too. And I have to talk to y'all about this because some of y'all don't realize if you don't put in effort on how you look, people are going to treat you how you look. Ooh. Not everybody has to be a perfect 10, but you got to prioritize yourself, take care of yourself, and treat yourself like you are trying to become the best version of yourself. You have to practice self-care, priority, and all that kind of stuff. You can be what society deems as not the most attractive woman, but if you treat yourself as if you are, and if you prioritize yourself as if you are, and if you take care of yourself as if you are, you're going to be more attractive than you were. And people will know better than to try to use you or borrow money from you because they know you're not a people pleaser. They know you don't feel like you have to do more because you treat yourself so well that they would never dare ask you that because they already know you put yourself first. So a lot of unattractive women feel like that they have to do more, lend money to men, do stuff that's, that they wouldn't normally really want to do. And they continuously compare themselves to this person and that person because they feel like that person gets better treatment. The only difference between that person and you or a person that doesn't feel as attractive is how they treat themselves. If you took a pretty woman consciousness and put them in an ugly woman's body, that pretty woman's consciousness is going to take care of that ugly woman's body, take care of her face, her makeup, and she's going to look better than she did just because of the habits that women who take care of themselves naturally create. So take the habits of the person that you keep comparing yourself to and use it to better yourself, who you are, the best to your ability. You don't envy the person. You can never be that. Choose their habits if they're positive instead. That's all you gotta do. I don't know if you ugly, ma'am. I can't see your profile picture. Thank you, Miss BB. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I'm just saying, I'm not saying anyone is ugly, but I'm saying that most women that tend to shrink for others, that tend to do too much for others, do not deem themselves as attractive as they should. Or they don't feel like, okay, well, I'm not, they will say, well, I'm not as cute as that chick, so I have to do more. Well, okay, do more for yourself then and see where you get. Yes, you got to do more to yourself. I'm not as attractive as that person, so I got to do more. No, yes, and no. Not for him, but for you. You got to do more for you. That's it. If you're unattractive and you're sitting there next to some dusty and he asks you for some money and you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, oh, since I'm not as cute as the next chick and whatever the girls he like on Instagram, I have to do more for him to keep him. Yes, you got to do more for yourself. Do more for you, not him. Take the money you was going to give him, use it on yourself to look good. Take the money you was going to loan him, put it back to yourself to buy a new outfit. Take the money you was going to give to him and put it on yourself to get your makeup done, get your eyes, get your brows done, get your nails done. Take the money you was going to give to him and get your hair done, buy a wig. Take the money you was going to give to him, get some lotion. All the stuff you was going to do for him, do for you. You was going to give him money to start a business. You ain't got no business, start a business. Take the money and put it back into yourself. Why? Because you're the priority. Stop comparing yourself to people that you don't think have to give away money to men or take care of no man, and start comparing yourself to yourself, who you were yesterday. Are you better than you were yesterday? If not, what you doing? Are you smarter than you were yesterday? If not, what you doing? Why are you pouring into him and depleting yourself? Why are you focused on what another woman is doing instead of the habits that she has in order to be her best version, and you could become your best version? You're not going to look exactly the same. You're not going to be the same as her. You're not her twin, but y'all can have similar habits that lead to success. So stop doing that stuff. It makes you look insecure and stupid. You can't be her. She can't be you, but you can learn from her habits, and that's all you can do. Okay, young women, stop comparing yourself to people. Compare your habits to people and change the habits. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Because you ain't changing, but your habits definitely can. Mm-hmm. Sprinkles. Yeah, most of us aren't like most of us women. We're not ugly. We're just lazy. Okay. Put in work. Adopt new habits that are more positive, that get you where you want to be. Now, I know I can improve in many areas of my life. It's my choice. I see other people with way better habits than me that I could be, learning from. I never compare myself to other people. I compare my habits to other people's habits because that is what makes a person who they are, their habits. That's what makes them successful. That's why they look how they look. That's why they do this. Everything is habit. Because if they had poor habits, unhealthy habits, they wouldn't look the same. Okay? Compare their habits to your habits. And then that's where the change comes in. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Now, I mean, I might be inspiration to some people, just like some people might be inspiration to me. I might be inspiration for people to wake up early, put a little something on their face, do their hair, brush their teeth, go out the house looking decent instead of in some pajamas and a bonnet. Maybe I'm that person's inspiration. I don't know. Maybe I'm the inspiration not to loan men money anymore, but give it and put it back into yourself. Who knows? Maybe I'm the inspiration for other women to start their channels and, be the best version of themselves and do what they got to do. I don't know. But either way, it's not going to benefit anyone to compare themselves, only to learn from other people's habits. Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank y'all. But y'all be the inspiration to other women. Change your habits and stop comparing yourself to other people. Just do the best you can do. And before you know it, you'll be doing really good. Mm-hmm. So I did a lot for your mental health. You was broken for 10 years. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle, man. Well, I am so happy that you are doing much better now. I think every woman needs to prioritize themselves and they will literally do much better in every aspect of their lives. You said you didn't know you were a pygmisha until you started following me? Well, I'm glad that you know now. At least you can do something about it. Sprinkle, sprinkle, thank you for following. Anyway, thank you, Miss Rocky. Sprinkle, sprinkle. What should your energy be when he calls? Stay short and flirt. Don't talk unless he asks about me. Girl, do the bathtub trick. If you're gonna be at home, do the bathtub trick. Do the bathtub trick. Okay, y'all don't know what that is? Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all. Okay. If you're gonna be at home, have bath water running in the background so he hears it. Then you talk to him. He's like, "Oh, I'm just getting ready to take a bubble bath. What are you doing?" Yes. And talk to him for about 2 minutes, and then say, "Well, I have to slip into the bath, but can you text me in about an hour?" So now he's envisioning you in the bathtub, and you know. Then when you get back on that phone after he texts you, then you could tell him what you need and want and your money and all that kind of stuff. He'll be ready, or he'll be at least more interested than he was, before that. Thank you, Alicia. Your provider family keeps leeching off of him. How do you get him to stop? Because they never stop asking for a lot of money and he can't say no. Okay. Then tell him that every time he gives to them, he got to give to you too in your savings. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Like every time I find out how much money you gave to them, I'm putting the same amount in my savings from your account. So either you gonna go broke or you gonna learn how to say no. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's what you're gonna tell them. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Like, I'm gonna take some if they taking some. Why do they get all the money? I'm gonna get some too. So say, well, every time you give to them, you gotta give to me. You gotta put it in my savings. And before long, you ain't gonna have none to give because it's gonna all be of mine. That's what you're gonna tell them. It's like, nope, that's not how it goes. Or you just cut him off. Don't give him none if he does what you don't want him to do. Tell his family to have yeah. She says tell his family to have boundaries. Tell him not. He needs to learn how to say no. He needs to not just answer the phone. I mean, you can't say anything if you don't answer the phone. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Have it go to voicemail. If it's an emergency, he'll get back with them. If it's about money, he won't. When they start asking, all of a sudden he has to go. Oh my gosh, the food on the stove. I forgot. Gotta go. Whenever they start fixing their mouth to say something about some money, oh my gosh, I really have to go. Talk to you later. Bye. Learn how to hang up. Teach them how to say no. Find a video on YouTube where it teaches you how to say no politely. There are people out there that teach that. There are people out there that have whole videos on how to tell people no and how to stop doing that. You find him one and keep sending it to him. Okay, he wants to sponsor his niece into our country to study, and she all has some problems with me. I don't want her to come. Then tell him. It's like, I don't like this. That's your house. Say, well, you need to get another apartment and move her in there. And she ain't coming here. Usually if people are coming from different countries, they're really going to help their family. They don't really care about you. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If they care about their family more than they care about you, you're going to know. They're there for them. If they can't say no to them, then they don't really prioritize you. You know what I'm saying? And so you got to realize where you stand. Either you just benefit from what you can or you put your foot down. Either way. Thanks for being a new member to Jira, Sprinkle Sprinkle. But if they don't respect you enough for your opinion to count, then go do what you want, man. I'm not getting ready to sit here and respect nobody that don't respect me. I'm going to be out there doing what I want. He can give all his money away. You can go get another one. It's like, while y'all was too busy sponsoring and doing all that other stuff, I was finding me a sponsor. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, thanks, Kim, for the super sticker. Okay, I'm not getting ready to deal with that. Either you put your foot down and say no, or you go find another sponsor and let him do what he got to do. And when I say sponsor, I mean sugar daddy. Okay. All right, I'm getting ready to wrap this up. So y'all prioritize yourself, save yourself from being a pygmisha, because only you can do that. All right. Don't lend grown, able-bodied men money. If you're ugly, get cute. If you don't know how to get cute, study the habits of someone who is cute. And do your best. All right, I'll see y'all later. Bye.